Deep in the Connecticut woods, there's a road called Dark Entry. It leads to a town that no longer exists, one that people once called cursed. For over a century, visitors have reported madness, disappearances, and violent deaths tied to a single family name. But the real story is far stranger than the legend, because almost everything people believe about this place turns out not to be true at all. This is the story of Dudleytown, Connecticut's most infamous ghost town, and the myth that grew so much larger than the actual facts ever could. Dudleytown was founded in 1747 when settlers descended from the Dudley family arrived in the rugged forested hills of Cornwall, Connecticut. They cleared the land by hand, built simple homes, and slowly established a small but genuine farming community in the shadow of dense, unbroken forest. Over time, the settlement grew to include an iron working operation as well, forges glowing late into the night, workers hammering out tools and materials the young colony desperately needed. For a while, Dudleytown looked like it might actually thrive, according to the legend that would eventually consume the town's real history. The Dudleys carried a curse across the Atlantic Ocean itself, supposedly tracing back to an English ancestor executed for treason centuries earlier, a dark inheritance that followed the family wherever they went. As the decades passed, storytellers claimed the town was plagued by an unusual, almost unbelievable pattern of tragedy, sudden insanity overtaking otherwise stable residents, mysterious disappearances into the surrounding forest, and violent, unexplained deaths. One especially popular version of the tale described a man returning home one evening to find his wife murdered and his children simply gone, vanished without any explanation into the dark, silent woods beyond Dark Entry Road, never to be seen again. By the early 1900s, the last remaining residents had abandoned Dudleytown entirely. The forest slowly reclaimed everything that had once stood there: homes, barns, fences, and roads. If mysteries like this keep you hooked, hit subscribe now, because Hidden Origins uncovers a new one every week for decades afterward. The legend only continued to grow, especially once the story spread widely during the spiritualism craze of the 1920s, a period when public fascination with ghosts and the supernatural was at an all-time high. But when historians, including a genuine descendant of the actual Dudley family himself, went back decades later and carefully examined original court records, land deeds, and old newspapers, the supposed curse of Dudleytown began falling apart almost entirely. The murder that supposedly started the whole legend turned out never to have happened at all. Gershon Hollister, the man long claimed to have been brutally killed, had in fact died in a simple accident, falling from a rafter during an ordinary barn raising. The genealogical connection to the executed English nobleman didn't hold up under scrutiny either. Historians found no legitimate bloodline connection between the Dudleys of Connecticut and Edmund Dudley of England at all. The real explanation turned out to be remarkably ordinary: poor, rocky farmland, a declining local iron industry, and countless residents simply choosing to leave for better opportunities out west, exactly like thousands of other struggling New England towns. And yet, even armed with all of that documented evidence, the legend never actually died. It only grew stronger, eventually drawing paranormal investigators, curious tourists, and reported vandalism serious enough that local police still respond to incidents at the site even today. So why does a town with a fully debunked curse still pull people into those dark, silent woods generation after generation? Maybe it's because some places don't actually need real ghosts to feel truly haunted. Subscribe to Hidden Origins, because sometimes the real mystery isn't what actually happened. It's why we needed so badly to believe that it did.